So while I'm sheltering in place here in Oregon, I'm trying to reboot my fitness situation. I don't know what that's going to be like when I'm back to living out of the minivan, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'll figure it out when I get there. I had a really, really good start for months. And actually the thing that threw me off was going back to the gym. And I was like, everybody was like, well, you're going to the gym anyway. The gym was my access to showers, and I was doing absolutely amazing. And everyone, people were like, the gym, the gym, the gym. I've always hated the gym. I don't hate exercise. People seem to misunderstand this. I hate the gym. I hate having a plan, knowing what machines I want to use, knowing exactly what I want to do, going in there with a mission, and then there's like 2 of the machine and it's occupied. I try to get a way around this by like going super early or going super late, but sometimes that didn't work with my work schedule. And it was this other place I had to go to and be obligated to. And eventually it was actually the gym which threw me off of my routine, because before that I'd been doing what worked before, and that was using exercise videos. And I used to use them previously in houses and apartments, and I had started using them in the park. So I would go to the park with my little portable DVD player, I'd open it up, I'd do my thing, and I was doing great as of when was that? It was a little while back now. But I was doing great. It was after, not this past RTR, because I didn't go to this past one, the one before that, the one that I went to. Like during that and right after that for a few months, I was doing great. And then I was like, okay, I went to Planet Fitness. I got a fitness plan since I was already going there to use showers, from one of their personal trainers that they hired, and you get it free with your membership. So I was like, I'm gonna try this. And he was a great guy. He was like super nice. He went over equipment because I didn't really understand a lot of the equipment, to be honest. And I just eventually got sick of, okay, here's my list of things I need to do. Here's my list of goals for the day. And then find myself like just twiddling my thumbs waiting for a machine. I didn't like to go out of order because it's me. It's a personality quirk that it's me, that I want to be able to do number 1 on my list, number 2 on my list, number 4 on my list, not skip number 4, go to number 5, can't do number 5, go to 6, go back to, I don't want to do all that. I have a mission. I have a list of things I want to do. And amazingly, this turned me off from the gym before, but I thought maybe I could find some way to make it work since I have to go to the gym anyway. Amazingly, the only thing I still like at the gym is the, what is it called? The treadmill. Because usually the gym has 30 treadmills, so you can get on a treadmill whenever you want to. Depending on my fitness level, walking to running. Walking when I'm a little bit, degraded as far as fitness versus running. Not really running. I'm not really a runner, but I can get up to jogging. I can get up to gentle jogging at most. I just am not a runner. I don't even really like going fast, not even in a car. To be quite honest. Whenever my bike, I used to ride a bike all the time, and whenever my bike would get too fast, I'd get intimidated. I'm not really a go fast person. And even when it comes to walking trails, I enjoy that a little bit more because you can slow down and kind of see things. When you're running past, it's only about speed. It's only about how fast, how quickly you can get somewhere. And that doesn't really motivate me for some reason. I don't care about getting a place fast. I feel like you miss more going fast than you do going slow. I have a very slow and steady wins the race mentality when it comes to things, and it's always served me to be in that mindset. There was one point where I was down to, and this is going to sound like a high number to most, but I was in the 250 weight range, and I was at my best physical fitness when I was around 250 pounds, but I'd come down from almost hitting 300. I'd almost hit 300. I was I'm not gonna let myself get over 300. And I started a weight loss plan. It involved exercising with at-home videos. It involved changing my diet. and I was disciplined as you could be, and I got down to 250. And to lose a lot of weight, like there's people at 250 where that's their max weight, or they haven't even hit 250, but they've always been thin. So adding that much weight is a lot to them. For me to get down to that much was a long journey. Like it was months and months and months of work, but it was about the change, and that's what that moment in time taught me. It's about the change, the fact that you're losing weight, your physical abilities are going to increase. And I was riding bikes and jogging and not running. I was definitely gentle jogging. And all of that, I felt better. And I can feel where that has been lost. And I've done the thing that I said I would never do, and that's I've passed the 300-pound mark, and that is not okay. And body positivity is good, and because like when I was like 250 pounds, exercising every day, people still judged me on the street more than they did my skinny friend who was eating like crap every day. You know, so I'm with these people, I kind of see their habits. I'm the one like practicing the most healthy habits, but when people saw me, all they saw was the fat girl next to the skinny girl, and there was an assumption about who they were. So I'm pro body positivity, but also taking that positivity logically. And I know how I feel in myself, and I am not at my best self because I let myself fall off the wagon, and somehow I got so far away from it. I had a hard time coming back. When I got to Oregon, when I thought I was going to be working, I had already set this goal. I had started, even before I got here, I'd given up soda. I don't even really drink sugary drinks anymore. I'm not going to pretend I haven't had one, but I don't drink sodas anymore. I might have the occasional, like, you know, that fake fruit juice where it's like 10% juice. I might have had a couple of those along the way, but like 90% of the time I'm drinking like water or tea. Maybe 95. So that was a very easy cut because that just cuts a lot of calories and junk right away. So I've been focused on that, like just drinking more water. And so that has been a big change that I'd already started to work on before I got here. When I got here, I started using the park. There's a park nearby called Lithia Park, and I started using it to exercise in. And I have a pair of hand weights, and I have all my DVDs because there's been no moment where I haven't intended for this to come back into my life. And it's been good. There is a lot of like physical pain I was starting to feel that I knew was attached to the fact that I was getting very sedentary and not really doing anything about it. For a host of reasons and a host of things I was trying to figure out. I really fell off the wagon, and for me, like, this is my thing. Like, I've never had a drinking problem. I don't even really like alcohol. I know people are out there, what? You're so lame. Like, I'm so boring. I don't really like alcohol. I don't really do substances, really. But, like, I have a problem with, foods and sweets. Like that is a major problem that has affected more of my life than not. So that's something I want to work towards fixing. So yeah, that's why I've started. Unfortunately, because this is an apartment and it's an upper floor, it means that I have to still go outside, like just like in the van. I'm about to head out to start a new week of exercising, trying to get my health together and stay on track doing all of this. But man, it has been raining like constantly for the past couple days, and I thought yesterday, oh, it's not raining that bad, and then it was raining again, so it's all wet and gross outside. But the thing is, because I'm on an upper floor, again, I don't want to be jumping around on top of people's heads. Ooh, look at that effect. It's like the effect of the mini blinds back here when I break it up. So yeah, I'm gonna be going outside anyway, because when I'm doing something that involves jumping and running and like putting a lot of pressure on top of the floor, I don't want to be doing that over people's heads. This is what kind of sucks about like apartments. I really liked when I was on a first floor apartment a long time ago when I was living with a roommate, because I was pretty much far away from her room, and I was in our living room, and our living room was the first floor, so I could do almost anything I wanted with the video playing in the morning. So the fact that I'm not getting used to being able to wake up in these four walls and exercise in these four walls is good. Now, I'm not gonna say I never do it with cardio and things where I have to jump and run and stuff. You don't want to be doing that, you know, on top of the floor, on top of somebody's head. So usually I go outside to do that kind of stuff. Anything where I'm going to be moving and jumping and wiggling around a lot, that's just not fun. And I've had, you know, situations with roommates and housing that went bad because they're like, what are you doing? And their perspective, I'm just making noise. In my perspective, I'm trying to keep up sort of my health routine in the way that works for me. But either way, causes problems. So when I'm doing those type of videos, I know I have to go outside. When I'm doing a weight video, and it depends, I have two different kinds of videos. There's like weight videos that also incorporate some cardio, which might have some jumping around. Those I need to do outside. Then I have some other videos where it's more like standard, like lifting movements and a lot of standing still. And so those don't necessarily require me to go outside. So I don't usually do those outside. And yoga, I don't really like yoga. I've always found yoga boring. It's slow, it's repetitive, and it's boring, and I'm sorry I can't get into it. I'd rather lift weights a lot than do yoga. I do not like yoga, but I know stretching is important, so I do like a short, like 10 to 15 minute focused stretching routine at least once a week. So I'm doing something weights related 3 times a week, something pure cardio 2 days a week, and some of those weight days might have some cardio mixed in them, and then I do a stretching routine, usually a really short one, once a week, and that's sort of the plan right now that I've been moving forward with. One of my most important tools is my Garmin. I've had 2 versions of Garmin fitness watches, and one of the reasons I chose them over like the Fitbit or the Apple Watch, well, I don't like Apple, so of course I wouldn't have Apple. I've never owned an iPhone. I've had an iPad before. I didn't even really like it that much, at least not in comparison to like an Android tablet. I have several Android tablets since Android began at 1.0. I'm just not an Apple person. So like Apple Watch was off of it. I didn't want the Android watch either, because there wasn't anything special about it. It wasn't really primed for like fitness. The Fitbit was really popular, but the thing about the Fitbit is it's water resistant, not waterproof. I can't remember if I got that right. This one can be submerged in water, like up to an amount of feet, but you could actually track swimming in this, which I don't think is possible for the Fitbit, or at least at the time of my research it wasn't. This is the second version of this watch. It's the second Garmin watch I've owned. Every time I've gone through a fitness routine, this has been an invaluable tool when I used it. Because you might look at me and be like, Dawn, you're still fat, you're telling me it works. It works as much as you used it. I went down almost 50 pounds doing what I was supposed to do. What works is doing it. You know, if you buy an exercise bike and sit it in your corner and never exercise on it, it's not going to work. If you use it every day, it's going to work. You know, if you buy the healthy food and let it go bad in your fridge, it's not going to work. Whereas you buy the healthy food and you eat it instead of the junk food, it's going to work. So that's what works. I think almost anything works, except magic fixes. Magic fixes don't work, but anything you actually incorporate into your life and keep it there will work. And I've seen it work, and then I let myself fall away from it. And some of it is me, some of it is other people, because I will get really disciplined. I'm actually really good with discipline. I'm really good with like patterns. And that gets back to my gym problem. I like patterns, and when patterns break, it's very hard for me. And that's why I like the videos. I turn them on, I do that thing on the video, and it ends. And the pattern doesn't break because the video is consistent. Whereas with the gym, I don't like having to adjust my pattern. I want to be able to go in there, do the thing, leave. in the order that I set in my mind and wrote out for myself. Like, I love those kind of patterns, which might be why I'm a stage manager. I like the rules and the rhythm and the patterns, and when those break, it starts to get really hard for me. But also other people being like, Dawn, you need to relax, you need to chill, you need to stop being so hard on yourself. And I wasn't being hard on myself. I wasn't overdoing it. I do need to count my calories every day. I do need to track these things. I do need to pay attention. Like, for me, I have to pay attention. There is not a world where I will ever be able to casually eat and be healthy. There is not a world where and this is true for a lot of people, like, when you try to wait for the perfect time to start exercise, that perfect time never comes. Whew. All right, so it started raining as I was like up here exercising, and I basically used my hoodie that I'd taken off as a tent over top the DVD player so that the DVD could keep playing. So yeah. But the funny thing is, I'm done and the rain stopped, and the whole time I was like exercising, the rain was increasing, and now that I'm done, the rain has pretty much stopped, which is kind of funny. But no excuses. I had a plan today and I did it. Because so much of my habits now are built around what's accessible via this apartment. Having to pull those back into the van is going to be tricky because, like I said, I like my patterns. And right now I have sort of mechanisms set based on this one spot in one space. And it'll be interesting seeing how I can readapt that when I don't have this situation, when I don't have all day to do things. And that's another thing. Right now, like, there's literally nothing going on. Almost like doing exercise every day is giving me something that must be done in a day. Now, this is something I'm setting for myself, but that's fine. It's like, I've set a job for myself that it's a Monday, I need to do some weight-related exercise. It's a Tuesday, I need to do a cardio-related exercise. It's a Sunday, I need to do a stretch routine. Like, those things have been set by me, but I can also do them whenever. Like I can get up, you know, I can watch a YouTube video and it's vaguely set. I haven't set like a time of day for it. And some of that's been intentional because that's also messed me up before. It was like, I was always doing it in the morning because the job I was working was allowing me to do that. And then I got on a job with an early morning call, and so it couldn't be the first thing I did. And so I needed to shift it to the last thing I did. And like I said, I have to create the pattern in a way that I think is flexible and retainable, but part of it is also going to have to be like my own determination that if I can't do it in the morning, I need to make sure it happens in the evening or the middle of the day. And however I make that happen, there's no excuse for it not to happen. And I can't listen to people say, Dawn, you need to like rely on yourself. You need to not like put so much pressure on yourself, blah, blah. I felt great. And it was when I started listening to these people that were telling me I needed to relax, or I needed to stop being so stringent, or like, look at what I had accomplished. I'd lost 30 or 40 or 50 pounds. And that now that I've gotten to that point, even though I was nowhere near my goal, I can just chill. I can just relax a bit. And now I would give anything to be like, for most people, like 250 would be the point where they needed to start exercising. I would love to get back to the person I was when I was 250 pounds, which sounds crazy to a lot of people because they've never been that big. So the idea of that being somebody's top fit point is crazy to them. I am not trying to be a skinny supermodel. There is no world where I am ever going to be some sort of skinny supermodel. I don't even really care if I'm ever skinny. Honestly, if I floated around between 180 and 190 to my dying day, I'd be fine. Shoot, if I hit like round 200, 205, I could probably live with it. I probably wouldn't want to go over that. But I am currently far too big for me. And I think that's what's important. It's not for the world. I mean, look at me. I'm at this size doing YouTube videos. I don't care what I wear. I don't care how you guys see me. By the way, some people asked me to do a video about this, and I intended to do it in this video. But I'll do it in a different video about the garment. It just made a noise, so I thought of it. But this is about me. This is about getting to a size that I like. I don't care if it's society's size. I don't care if I'm shopping in the plus size section till the day I die. But right now, I recognize that I am too big. And instead of using the pandemic as an excuse to sort of go down into myself and not exercise, I want to use it as an excuse to start setting a pattern that can't be interrupted. So that once it's time for the pattern to be interrupted again, please God, let this end. On the other side of this, I want to be able to take sort of things I've put into my life and continue to reapply them. Because technically I started this before the pandemic. The pandemic has just given me more reason to focus on it, if that makes any sense. Because now I'm like, okay, I need something to focus on anyway that's not thinking about the fact that I'm now unemployed. You know, I'm now living on minimal unemployment. There's a tiny, because getting into a bunch of complex stuff, my unemployment is counted from based on my last 18 months. As it were, and my employment varied for the last 18 months, and the amount I was paid varied for the next 18 months. And if I'd been in Oregon, if I worked even just a month to establish that as some sort of income, it would have been different. Unfortunately, I was actively working for about 3 days before shutdown started, and even with the little bit of supplementary pay that I got at the end, it's really not enough that what I qualify for per month equals the salary I would have made if I had actually worked longer at OSF. And either way, OSF wasn't my last 18 months. So what I get from unemployment is based on the cumulative amount of my last 18 months of jobs, which have varied, been inconsistent, and been all over the place with pay. And so I have some unemployment that I'm going to be able to survive on in the most base way. And so obviously I want to see the other side of this. But since I can survive, since I can figure it out, also another thing I need to focus on is something positive. And for me, that's my attempt to lose weight and not even lose weight. I do want to lose weight, but I want to lose weight as the default of changing my lifestyle, not lose weight for the sake of losing weight, if that makes any sense. I want to get back to a person who doesn't get exhausted with 5-pound weights. I used to lift some weight, man, and I miss being the person that could do that. And that's the person I want to get back to, her, because I respected her so much and everything she did, and I don't need to wait to be an after picture to be a person of worth. I need to feel inside that I'm living a way that I know is healthy, and right now I know that's not the case. Healthy, making me happy, and consistent. I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm not looking for a quick fix. I can't say words. I'm not looking for, you'll lose weight fast if you do this, or you need to do this for this short amount of time and you'll quickly lose weight. Losing weight is not the point. It's not the point. It's hopefully sort of a part of what happens, and I think it is going to be a part of what happens, but I want to get to the feeling inside that I am a healthy person living a healthy lifestyle in the way I eat every day, and the fact that I exercise every day, and those things are ultimately more important than how fast I lose weight. It's about getting healthy, and I think that's way more important, because at the end of the day, yeah, it sucked when I would go out with my skinny friends who eat crap every day, and they were seen as far more healthier than I was when I was a big girl who had come a long way from being a bigger girl. That sucked, that assumption that came from other people. But once I got away from that, I had that reminder of what I was doing, and what that felt like inside. Like, I knew where I'd come from. And so after getting away from that moment of the judgment of other people, I felt really good about myself and where I was and what I was doing. And that is so much more important to me. So thank you all. I'm afraid there's going to be a lot of comments that just don't get it in the comments, because the last time I've done a video about my weight, there were a lot of those, and I will try to take the good where the good is intended. And thank you all for listening to this very rambly video, and I'll see you in the next one.